like at the Derby spot. Virtual Kentucky running live on the stream. 3 big races, 30 large in the dream.
10 grand heat after heat in the globe. Bed by flying down the line in the show. Paraquine pumping like a backstage drum. Photo finish live where the legends come.
Turn it up, let the numbers ride, and hear the chat roar. Worlds collide. SGPN run the show tonight. Derby in the clouds under neon light. Foals eve tomorrow, new hopes rise. Monday brings the babies with fire in their eyes. Stack those bets, let the thunder roll. Every heartbeat locked in one big goal. SGPN, let the wild run free. Paraquine in my hand, feel the energy.
Hosts crack jokes while the gates line up. Crowds going crazy as they fill that cup. Digital dirt fly when the bell hits loud. Every pick riding on the voice of the crowd.
Horses dig in when the backstretch calls. 100,000 dreams in those pixel walls. Stretch run hits and the chat explodes. SGPN driving down the final rows.
Turn it up, let the numbers ride.
Hear the chat roar, worlds collide. SGPN run the show tonight. Derby in the clouds under neon light. Foals eve tomorrow, new hopes rise. Monday brings the babies with fire in their eyes. Stack those bets, let the thunder roll. Every heartbeat locked in one big goal. SGPN, let the wild run free. Paraquine in my hand, feel the energy.
Tomorrow's Foalsy.
New dreams coming.
New dreams coming.
Monday brings baby.
New season running.
Foalsy.
Foalsy. Let the future bring.
SGPN run the show tonight. Derby in the clouds under neon light. Foals eve tomorrow, new hopes rise. Monday brings the babies with fire in their eyes. Stack those bets, let the thunder roll. Every heartbeat locked in one big goal. SGPN, let the wild run free. Paraquine in my hand.
Feel the energy.
And we are off for episode 41 of Run for the Roses here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am Ryan Real Money / Digital Horseman Kramer, and joined with me is the Chief Horse Officer of SGPN Stables, breeder of the season 29 Kentucky Derby champion, and man in the desert, Mr. Scott Bowser. Happy season 38, Scott.
We are out the gates, buddy, and it's fun.
I was just thinking about how when we got into the game, I believe it was season 9-ish, and then 12 was our first real racing season. Of course, 17, the first time we poked our head into a major, and now here we are, almost 24 seasons later, Bowser.
Yeah, it's we're at, season 38 now. Whoa,
I know.
Wild
and the game's still ticking.
Still ticking, still pumping. Perfect time to get on board if you haven't yet.
Well, honestly, the best thing I can say about the game is I continue to play it. And now I am someone that has a compulsive personality, and so when I get into something, I usually consume it to the point of dislike. Like, okay, I'm done with this now. I'm like the humans in Avatar. I'm just compulsively consuming all the good stuff. RIP Footium in my purview of paying attention to.
We just finished third in the league over there. I'm still working on that one pretty hard.
Yeah, Bowser is the CEO of all crypto holdings of our partnership here. But I will say what I was trying to compliment was this game, because I think original intrigue for me, at least when you pitched this crypto game to me, was, hey, look at they all put their faces on it. The guy who is in charge invented the hit stick, and obviously Madden gameplay is up there in terms of revolutionary in the video game pantheon. And so, yeah, I'm still playing this game, still having fun with it, still frustrated by it. But yeah, season 38.
Yeah, it's kind of like golf like that. I think that's a good time though to remind people, if you're in the Turf Club or you sign up with our promo link and you get in the Turf Club or scan the barcode as you see here on the screen, you will get buy one get one free horses.
Utah, give me 2.
You will get one of equal or lesser value that we have listed, or I just listed a bunch of very, very low stakes ones. So if you want to buy one for like 1,600 and get like 20 of the ones I listed for 80, like I will gladly do that.
So we're basically, maybe a good place to start. It is new Foals week.
Yeah.
And, I think something we've gotten much better at is bringing the rake out and making sure we're not inefficiently racing horses. Well, something we really hadn't done a ton of was doing the same for our retired horses. And every once in a while, someone hits us up and wants to breed something, and we've definitely loaned out some lower end stuff for people to make a baby with. But now we're actually saying, hey, you know what? There's a lot of shit here we're never going to use. And so we're basically listing it for rock bottom pricing to purge our stable. And your point on this is being a great time to get in the game. I mean, horses have never been cheaper. Now, you might say that's a negative for the game. I don't know. I think it's just the horse population has gotten to a place where horses are probably more appropriately valued, and so it's very easy to get in the game and be racing horses that are good.
Yeah, and. But in addition to that, the top end, the SS horses are still crazy valuable and stuff. So I mean, if you're at the top of the spear, always like there's going to be some value there.
Well, in some ways, Bowser, and I wasn't there in the very beginning, but in some ways, like the economics of the game, and probably most,
because I started following the game like season 3 when there was the first season of the virtual Kentucky Derby and stuff. That's when
I think, and that's the thing, right? Like the top. In most economic senses, the top of the market generally stays fairly static.
Yeah.
Especially as a population or as a market matures, like you would expect your boundaries, your high and your low, to remain relatively static. And so all we've really seen is the probably correction of all the other horses. It's just like anything else, right? Like the really good, the elite has value. And everything beneath it essentially drops off in a non-linear sense.
Well, no, and I just today I saw a guy post on Twitter. He claimed the horse for $55, and it's won like 6,600 and 2-year-old and 3-year-old majors. Now he's got it listed for 20K Derby on the stud market, and people are going to pay that. Yeah,
I mean, I think again we harp on this. If you are new to the game and you are looking like. If you sign up for a stable today using the code SGPN, you're going to get into Turf Club, but you're going to look at the marketplace. You're going to have no clue, and you probably shouldn't have a clue. And not until you feel like you have a clue should you be making purchases. So why not try to get that clue through handicapping claimers? Maybe you dip your toe in and you claim something. There's claimers for as low as 400 Derby, I believe.
Yeah, $5.
And so. That, I mean, to me, again, recommendation for someone coming in. I mean, we're happy to give you some starters, but I don't even that. You might end up just wasting it. I think, and even Bowser, how many seasons did you play for no money in the trainer series before you even bought a horse?
Oh, probably 4 or 5.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think. Again, if you're trying to actually play the game, it helps to learn the game. I mean, we're still learning 2 years later, and so definitely recommend. And I think there's a focus on claimers, and so there's a lot of volume in these races.
There is.
And we're putting, I would say, 50+% of our horses are making it, if not more, are making their way into claimers.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, ideally, if like we're being flat out honest, I think if you think of it in terms of just like real life horse racing, like 80-90% of most horse races are claimer races across the country at tracks, right? You know, like
It's
you
true.
know, every your average Wednesday at fucking Churchill is still a bunch of claimers for the most part. Like, it's not every, the Saturday cards, yeah, those are bigger, but the rest of the week it's for them, and there's still claimers on Saturdays, what on the weekends. So I mean, they're the higher stakes claimers, but so like if we're trying to like chase Bob Baffert and Dwayne Lucas and these grades and building our stable, well, we should start thinking that those guys were probably running 80-90% claimers. We should probably get to that point too, and just focus really on running the elite at the top.
It's certainly, and maybe it took us having a ridiculous amount of horses so that you don't become as attached to them. But I think, if in some ways we were probably leaving money on the table two ways. Yeah. One, we were spending up to race in things that, even allowances that might be too expensive. And two, we weren't giving that horse an opportunity to be claimed by someone else. And so, you might be claiming a good horse, you might be claiming trash, but that's kind of the fun of the claimer series. And now that we're at a place where, like, I don't know, even Bowser after Foals Day, it's like, here's this 20%, like right off the bat, I'm not even interested. Like, we have our internal SGPN stables metrics that we which, by the way, I noticed there's like a foal predictor tool. We haven't played with that. We should probably
do a
future episode on that.
I wanted to actually get MJ on here to help us.
I think there. So yeah, quick sidebar. I think, and we'll do a quick behind the curtain look here. I think I saw that the game is posted basically a trifecta of tools to help you be better at the game. I think we do a series.
I love that.
I think we have each one of the tool creators on.
Yep.
Have them break it down. That sounds like a great idea. And huge fan of MJ.
And I'm still working out an idea for like the SGPN Cup series we were talking about last week with like doing the like a multi kind of. And I think I have an idea for it. Where like, what if we do like a certain percentage of the score is made up from that season's majors, and then or whatever, and then a big but a majority of your score is made up of a 3-year running total and how you do in the SGPN Turf and Dirt Classics.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I was actually thinking on the flight out to Vegas today was, I think 100% we're coming in with a series. 2, or something. Two, I think we do it Derby month or Derby season.
Oh, I love this. Yeah. No, because that's what I was thinking. Yeah, we do it like maybe like April, right after March Madness, leading up to the Derby.
Something like that.
So it culminates with the Derby kind of thing, like that.
Yeah, and I think maybe we do some sort of collaboration with the tools. That's actually a kind of an interesting way, and tie in, of course, the Turf Club / the Classic and the Classic. But real quick, just to give these guys a plug, and I will tell you this, I was not aware of full forecast at all. So shout out to MJ and his suite of tools. It's not just for photo finish, but MJ Informatics. And then Giddy Up,
like NFL and like basketball and stuff on there. I mean,
honestly, I think what's cool, it does seem like there's a decent amount of people who also like to bet. So anyway, give these guys a follow. Go check out their tools, especially if you're playing the game. And I think, look out in the next, maybe not March, but due to college basketball, but it sounds like something maybe we plan. Bowser, we're planning everything on the air, but maybe we roll out our free roll series and this series of our series of episodes with these guys too. That can be
I love that. And then that all builds up to that, because the Kentucky Derby of that season's on Kentucky Derby Day, which is first Saturday of May. So we already have that locked in. So we do this as those are like the 3 weeks leading into the Kentucky Derby. I love that.
I'm sure the game wouldn't mind extra content around the Derby,
No.
or the virtual Derby.
And
So
maybe we do another special episode, very special episode for the Kentucky Derby. I don't know if it'll be at the win, of course, this time, but maybe we can figure something out. We'll see.
I'll last time I'll tell a quick story before we hop into the season 38 updates. But the Bowser, myself, and Tombstone Stables own Mike Sowers. If you didn't get to see it, was it last year?
Last year.
Okay, so last year for the Kentucky Derby, we did a broadcast live from the Wynn, beautiful studio, like one of the nicer television recording studios you'll ever be in. Like it's phenomenal.
Had the ESPN level,
had the privilege of doing the podcast out of there for a number of episodes through an affiliation with Blue Wire podcast for many years.
I've been on several episodes with you guys doing college basketball,
amazing green room,
yeah,
whole nine. But so I've maintained a relationship with the guy who runs the studio. And last March Madness, we hosted a party. Shout out to Rhythm, one of our sponsors, and us hosted a party at the owner's suite at Stadium Swim. And shout out to one of the guys from Third Time, Ryan. He came out. He was in Vegas. He came by, had a drink. And the guy who runs the studio also happened to be there. So complete happenstance that it went down. We had a conversation.
Yeah, Jeremiah, the guy at the studio, like I remember seeing him and go, hey, what's up, man? He's like, you got any horse stuff coming up? I'm like, actually, that guy's from the place right over there.
We ended up doing the show, and I don't know if it was exactly what the game was hoping for, but I certainly think I still have that relationship, and it never hurts to ask. So stay tuned. I would say I'll put it at plus 2,000 dog. But never say never.
No,
yeah. So
that's reasonable too. It'd be fun. I always thought too, it would be fun to do a live episode from Bar Canada right there.
Right next to the
Sigma Derby.
Yeah. So if you are a horse racing nerd and you've not been to Vegas, maybe you've been to Vegas, you probably don't know this thing exists, but it's an old-timey quarter horse racing machine. If you're old enough, you certainly remember this style of machine, where basically you put a quarter in. I think there's like five or six horses, and you're betting on exactas basically.
Yeah.
And every race they have different odds, and you just whatever you pick whatever combos you want, and then the horses mechanically go around the thing. It's pretty cool. They have newer ones that have screens and shit, not quite the same. And this is the last machine I've seen in Vegas that still has quarters. They have a change machine next to it so you can get your quarters, the old school buckets.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about this thing, it's called Sigma Derby, is that as the legend is told, this is one of either the last or one of two working Sigma Derby machines in the world. A Dubai Prince might have one.
I heard some Sheik has one. Yeah,
in a private collection that no one has seen. And then Derek Stevens at the D, which if you're not familiar, the D is his other casino at the other end of Fremont Street. The Circa is obviously the signature one. Bar Canada is the area that Bowser's talking about. And so cool story about the Sigma Derby. They actually they at one point they bought up all of the available broken ones for spare parts because they don't even make the parts are impossible to find. So the D, Derek and the D actually have I think maybe 5 or 6 of these, but 5 of them have been scrapped for parts already. So anyway, that would be a pretty rad look. I mean, doing the show from the Sigma Derby would be so cool.
I know. I was thinking about that yesterday, and I was like, I'm going to throw this at Ryan on the air because I think he's going to like this.
Well, and I mean, technically, we could put an iPhone on a prop and just have some Bluetooth, remote mics. I think we could pull it off, Bowser.
I think we could, dude. Yeah.
All right, let's. This has been a fun start to the show. Shout out to Japan. He's in the chat as always. One of the loyal listeners of the Sports Gambling Podcast. He's our czar of dabs. At some point you doing a Chris Berman style breakdown of someone doing it, of Sean Payton ripping that bong. There's something there, Japan. I don't know exactly. Shout out to Randy Bryant. I don't know what R2F means. I don't know. Maybe it's a pronoun thing. What's up, guys? Always like starting my day listening to your podcast on Spotify. Always entertaining. I assume he's talking about the Sports Gambling Podcast, which is the channel you're listening to right now. Yeah. And actually, one last thing before we get into it, because I saw someone made a comment or sent me a DM. Basically, had two messages. Can't wait to check out the Digital Pony Show later, and love your new West Shore home marketing campaign. So if you're not a consumer of the Sports Gambling Podcast, we like to make fun of things, and there's another sports gambling podcast called the Even Money Podcast with Ross Tucker and Steve Fezzik, and Ross does these reads for West Shore Home, which is like essentially like a department store for like a general contractor type, like doors, tubs, garage doors, roofing, whatever.
Exciting.
and Ross did this read where he was like, yeah, you take your wife to West Shore Home for Valentine's Day. And so we've been making fun of it. Like the last thing you want to do is give your girlfriend a door. Like that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous thing to say.
That
out
would
loud.
be a good move. Yeah.
And so they last week sitting at the Circa with Sean, and they reach out and they say, hey, we love you guys' sense of humor. We want to run with you guys. So our college basketball episode, long-winded way to say our college basketball episode was brought to you by West Shore Home, and they so badly wanted. We were making a lot of sexual jokes about it, and they wanted to play around with the joke. So I figured I would play there. They sent over this 30-second ad spot.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very funny.
You ready, honey? Happy Valentine's Day.
Is that a brand new door from West Shore Home?
Sure is.
How did you do this?
It's installed in as little as 1 day with 12 months, no interest, and no payments.
Did you say 12 months?
No interest, no payments.
Oh my God!
So needless to say, if you're a fan of digital ponies and you're in need of a new door, we were joking, front door, back door, you shouldn't be picky about the door.
No.
Could lead you to fail in your matter, especially if I remember some college nights. You don't want to get your mindset on the back door, and then you'll just be disappointed. All right. Oh no, what's this?
I hope that we get people at West Shore Homes also enjoy digital ponies.
I will say we didn't really get into it, but let's get rid of this. All right. Again, great intro to the show, Bowser. Maybe our best ever. Good friendly banter. Some. I didn't even make a knob joke, but yeah, get your knob polished.
Well, it's Friday the 13th. We gotta have some fun with it, right? Just in case Jason comes and tears us up.
All right, so let's hop into it again. If you're wondering what you're looking at right now, this is Ryan Kramer and Scott Bowser dishing some digital ponies. Photo Finish Live is the game. Yep. You can get your stable started today with the code SGPN. Get into Turf Club. Turf Club gets you all sorts of fun things like free races, discounts, and horse giveaways. Let's hop into
free horses. Like
free horses.
We give away free horses at Turf Club.
Horses.
You know what? Let's give a free horse to someone in the chat today.
Yeah. All right. Next person to drop their stable ID in the chat gets a horse.
Yeah. There it is.
All right, let's hop through let's go through some updates on season 38. Some of this is a little bit repetitive from last season. If you missed it, we talked about the State of the Union from Ian. TLDR, I feel pretty good about the state of the game, but I encourage everyone to consume this themselves. Let's see, what else do we have to talk about? Oh, and the Hosico partnership. We have our wallet's been getting sprayed.
Yeah, we've been stacking Hosico, and we've been stacking the Saul biscuit because that horse Saul biscuit hit the track. It's cool. These guys that did this coin, they got a horse, they named it Saul biscuit. It's hitting the track this season.
Nice.
And there's a whole stimmy thing. So yeah, we've been stacking both pretty nice here. And
then again, tons of team is very transparent. So, what just happened?
You got to see my ugly face.
My bad. I think I clicked the wrong button there. All right, we're back.
A glory hole. A glory hole?
There you go.
All right, so just really calling out the big ones. If you miss the hole, there's no more recovery period, so you essentially have 20 hours after you race, which...
Dude, I love this because if you think about it, when we have a stud horse like we did last season with like Mulazim, that we want to get as many races out of on a season as that as possible, kind of thing. And so so every 6 days, basically, when you get rid of that 4-hour kind of period, every 6 days now, that's an extra race you can run, essentially. Like,
yeah, and I think, you're probably not gaining too much because of the way they're running
the structured,
the funnels, but it does prevent you from like running a late funnel race and then not being able to hit the early funnel races on the next day. So it basically makes it makes it so you can run every day without any stipulation. So we definitely like that. Like the timings. We kind of were talking about this, but the way that they've almost created like a block scheduling for the races. Certainly a big fan of that. Makes it easier for you to run the good horses and keep them on track more. To Bowser's point, between the recovery and the change in the way the funnels are structured, and there's basically like 25 hours in between the blocks dated, and maybe less now actually, day to day. It just like you really can. You're likely to keep your horse on the track every day. All right. A little bit of the point distribution. If you're, especially if you're playing the claim to fame. So I'm guessing, I think the change was just a little bit more top heavy. But oh no, I see what they're doing. They're taking the graded approach where everyone that runs in the race gets a point.
That's cool.
And then I'm guessing they're restructuring
for the claim to fame. Yeah. So yeah, every claim to fame race we've been running, we get at least a point no matter what, which is cool. You're kind of sticking your neck out a little on them, or whatever. So you get something for it.
You talked about this, how you liked it. I agree. The spillover races, which they rolled out for, I want to say low stakes and maidens last season. It looks like they're rolling them out for a bunch of other series, which I think is great. Specifically, I think bringing it to the regular types of races is great. There's like, to me, I'm
run because a lot of those wouldn't fill and stuff.
To me, if you're not, I would be good with these being in every type of race other than graded.
Yeah,
like I want a graded race to fill up, and that to be that. Because in those races, it's like I would be disappointed if my race got chopped in half, and everything else, I think I want this. So yeah, they're on that path right now. Essentially, if I'm looking at this correctly, the only thing that isn't is stakes races and graded races.
Yeah,
and not non-low stakes races.
Yeah, so.
Even the non-winner restricted ones are now using it. So that's good. That's good. All right, we were bitching about this.
Yeah.
So there's a new series for 4-year-olds. It did seem odd that there was a gap, right? You have a 2-year-old series, a 3-year-old series, and a 5-year-old series, and a 6-year-old series. And the 5 and 6 are 5+ and 6+. So it seemed natural the game would eventually create a 4-year-old series. Again, create some motivation to stay on the track and not have to race with the 3-year-olds in the low stakes. And so that's what they've done here. Essentially, they've created the Kingmaker back in the form of.
I like this format. This is fun.
Graded races for 4-year-olds only with extremely low rake. So a typical race, I believe, at 20 or 80% of the pot goes into the race, the purse. Now at these races, 95%. So by my math, that's a 300% reduction of the rake, going from 20 to 5, or yeah. And then
and that's like that now throws definitely a kink, I believe, for us in whether or not we're going to retire some of our better 3-year-olds, because it's like we get to run them as a 4-year-old. If they're really good as a 3-year-old, we can run them as a 4-year-old with a lower rake. That could end up really paying off for us.
And yeah, here's a little bit more detail on the series. So again, it's most points at the end of the season get you $1,000 in Derby. And so that is, again, 1 point for winning. It's back to that kingmaker style where you get nothing for second place, but you win a race and you're doing pretty well. And they even have a nice leaderboard.
And the stable owner at the time of the race that's pretty. So if you win a race with one of them and then it gets claimed, you still get that point. Yeah.
And so you can see the left dirt. There have not been a lot of races going. And let's see, left turf, there's been a decent amount. So yeah, I mean, it's good to see a little bit of volume in here. I think that was my biggest issue, is they were trying stuff at the 4-year-old level and it just wasn't filling. And so
I think we definitely want to get in on this, because
when we have horses that make sense, like we're going to be running in this for sure.
Yeah, because even only it's like winner take all in that 1,000, which is a nice bonus. But just being able to run with rake free there, that could be very plus EV for some of your horses. Like,
well, I mean, it's probably only how many wins is it going to take to win the pot. I mean, and you're running in a low rake scenario. So
I would say you're probably going to need 15.
I mean, if you remember, like the stimmies were crazy because people were getting a super low rake essentially on the.
So that's first week of the season. Okay, hold on. You'll need 10. If you hit double digits, I think you have a good shot of taking it down.
Yeah, we'll have to check back at the leaderboard at the end of the season.
Yeah, we'll check that on our Bubble Watch episode.
All right, so we talked about the partnerships. Good to see that we have 2 tracks. Including token stimmies. You mentioned Soul Biscuit and Hosico. Then this is an interesting change. I think what I like about this is this will save, like, I could see this saving us money. It prevents us, now it removes that nice little step up, but I think all this is going to do is more smartly have us transition horses that might be really good into the low stakes stuff first.
Yep, that makes sense.
So the redemption run, if you don't run in it currently, the way that it works is it starts as a non-winner of 2 that's had at least 5 races in the second week, and then in the third week it goes to non-winners of 3, I believe. Or maybe I'm advancing it a week. So now they're just popping it up to allow you to basically run more horses, non-winner of 4. So basically your maiden doesn't count as a win. And so you have to have 4 wins to be ineligible. And that's probably not a horse you're running in the redemption run anyway. Now, remember, you can redemption run wins count, so you can win yourself out of being able to qualify anymore. That happened to us last season, Bowser.
Yeah,
we had a horse win, it got the 20 points at the end of the season. I'm like, oh, we're just on the outside in, let me run one more. Nope, I no longer qualified because it was the non-winner of 3 and it already had won some low stakes stuff as well. So this is a good change, I think. All right, the claim, so this I noticed, the claiming races were changed. Basically, they smushed the entry fees. So the lower stuff now is more. So basically, a 400 Derby claimer is $1. An 800 is $2, and the 1200 has now gone to $4 instead of $3. And it's also mentioning higher fee for race. Oh no, race higher tier race entry fees lowered. So basically, the cost to enter like the 10K, the 15K has come down, and the cost to enter the 12 and 2400 has gone up.
But it's all right.
Which I think what they're trying to do here is they're trying to promote. I think the 1200 and the lower stuff fills way more than the higher stuff. I think they're just trying to promote more of these 5K and up races to fill. This is just based on my experience, like diving into claimers now for second, third season. The allowance in the low stakes, which used to be 600, is now 480, which is good because that differentiates it from the non-winners of two stakes.
That's $6. 80 Derby equals $1 for people that don't know. So
now the low stakes basically is the allowance is 480 or $6. The non-winners stakes, the non-winner or the winner restricted stakes is 600, $10, and no, that's not $10.
No,
that's like $6 and change or $7 and change, right?
It's like $7.50, yeah.
Yeah, and then the stakes race in the low stakes, which is still 1,000 Derby. We've been harping on this, but scratches are free, which is nice. You don't get penalized for making a mistake. And yeah, so I think in general there a lot of just kind of rolling out stuff that's working and then slightly augmenting stuff to work.
Yeah, I mean the tweaks have been great, and I think it seems like less of our horses are getting canceled. Some of them are and like LTF, some of that stuff's hard because when you have a 0% left turf, it's going to be hard for some of those to fill right now. But we're getting ahead of the curve on that one, so we'll be in a good spot when they do. So
yeah, no, I think anecdotally, way less races not running this season than last. And then the last thing that we should update on is, when they made some of those big changes about how breeding was going to fuel the free roll.
Yeah, we have the breakdown here.
So these are the numbers. Essentially, the fully funded seasons end in season 39.
Yep.
And so we're still in 38, no changes, same as it's been. Season 39, there will be no changes. Same as it has been, but season 40 and 41 were driven off of breeding from season 36 and 37, and so essentially, I don't even know if it's a sign that it's not stating basically that breeding was down more than they're not stuffing the same amount of dollars into the free roll pots as they were before. Now, what I haven't dove into is if the breakout is going to be any different. If we're going to not pay out as many of the places, for example, in the Derby or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, essentially the pots are roughly 60% or roughly 50% of what they would have been normally. Obviously, the sponsored stuff doesn't get affected. And this also doesn't affect the run up to the 99% of the races that will be run.
Yeah, no, like the major, it's big thing at the end of the year, but I feel like you really do your damage on the road to the majors kind of thing. Like with Mulazim last year was a big success for us, regardless of him, finishing 13th in the major or whatever.
Yes, sir. All right. We have two more things to do.
All right.
We were going to take a look at some of our foals. We're also going to take a look at King Maximus. Should we do the King Maximus update?
Do the King Maximus update first, yeah, because this is the first LD SS horse. And just heads up, I saw that a really good looking SS has hit as a 2-year-old this season. Now, female. And we beat her this afternoon. I don't know if we want to show that later. Do you want to close out with that today?
Oh, that sounds like a great way to close the show out.
Okay. So yeah, just a little teaser for later. Yeah, because I watched that race already, and I was like, oh, we should watch this on the show. This is good, dude.
All right, so we have King Maximus, the first SS from Left Dirt. Fleet Figures holding at 84, which isn't horrible.
No.
It looks like it's settled into a Oh, it looks like it's aged well too. It looks like it's settled into what? I don't even know. It's running all over the place. Fastest times have come at the sprint distances. Looks like they're trying to run it in the
Yeah, they might
stakes.
be trying to, qualify for multiple funnels. With the new major format, that's not the worst idea with some horses. If you think you have like a clear grade advantage.
So yeah, currently
And
sitting
I
on
would say this horse, from what I see, I mean, the last horse we saw on it was a 74 fleet figure. So I wouldn't be surprised if the temper, isn't there or here, which means the other traits are probably insane, which means it probably can do damage at different distances. So if you can qualify for multiple majors, and you got like if all of a sudden you have a 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3 shot on him, you're looking pretty good.
Well, and so yeah, I mean, loaded up with 44 points early by winning the G1. So again, came out of the gates, perfect way to start the 3-year-old season. Second in the free roll, and then first in the G1 coming out. So again, if we're doing a temperature check, plus 42K on the Derby, so up $500. Yeah. I think you're feeling good about your purchase.
I think you're definitely feeling good about it. You're looking good at majors this season, and possibly 2 different funnels. And then on top of that, like his stud value is going to be great after this year if you choose to go that route.
Yeah, I mean, great stars, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so let's jump into some of our foals.
Well, especially he'll be the only SS stud on the market there for a minute.
Yeah.
So the sooner he retires him on the market, the sooner he has, that monopoly for now.
So yeah, but at least a season head start. All right, so Bowser, I highlighted.
By the way, I looked at. Oh no, it was that one that we raced today that we beat Illustrious Theater. But I looked at its dad. I was like, oh, we've already read with that.
All right, so we have 8 foals from our foals day that we were stoked about. I can start just by showing the.
And, we can just do a quick brief overview of all of them. Yeah, because all right, last season was our record with 8 SS minuses. Well, this season we hit 10, so we improved that. That's good. That's a good sign, right?
Very good.
And I'm looking at the stars here on these. This is pretty good looking, right? A 7-star female, 7.5-star female, a 6.5-star female, 6-star female. What is that? A 7.5-star male. Like, dude, yeah, these are pretty good star rolls. So we got the technician one. That was a really interesting one because that's the one we did with Game. We'll get into that one. We had that highlighted. Yeah, overall, like, yeah, a couple of those are down, but like those bottom 3, the Vegas Vicky, Viscountess, and Weekly Challenge, even though those aren't great stars, dude, 2 fillies out of that, we can build stars into that. Just having that grade to start with is good there,
Also, like with our new, like, let's take a look at the claim, who are we going to claim? Our hit rate of like SS minus horses that like the 2-year-olds, I think it was either 4 to 1. It was either 80%. You're like, I don't like the results here. Maybe it was 60%. Where now it's like 70% you like, and the other 30% you're not viewing as complete trash.
No, because I do think the Weekly Challenge and the Vegas Vicky ones both come from our new stud over there, Capteni. But the Viscountess one I actually really like because that one comes from God, who is the stud on that one?
Is that Vegas?
No, Viscountess.
Oh, Viscountess.
It was Lucky in Kentucky. A horse that battled strong against He's Ready to Gig, but He's Ready to Gig got the Kentucky Derby win over him. But I thought this was his price finally came down in the stud market, and I figured it was definitely worth it for us to do on this one. And now we have a female out of that. And so yeah, I'm pumped. Like,
oh yeah. Lucky in Kentucky has created some horses that have won races.
Yeah, yeah, no. So just the fact that we can keep pounding on that line is pretty nice now,
I mean, all these horses have wins. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah. So
like, you got to keep. Like, I'm all the way at the oh my god, yeah, more of that, Bowser.
Yeah, yeah, and so it's like, but like, what? Go back to that one though. I mean, yeah, and that's a filly too. So I mean, and it's got decent firm stars. So I mean, this is it's not the best star roll, but for the grade, I mean, this is exactly what we're looking for in some cases, right? I mean,
Yeah, and it seeing as the mom and the dad were both SS minuses, and the dad was very strong.
and between last season and this season now, we're getting more and more high star horses on the higher grade stuff. Like, you know, we're getting a majority of that for us actually. So it's like we're gonna have good in-house matches for this one, you know, like.
Yeah, so it's a -2 with a +1. So there's a pretty good range here. Anyway, yeah, let's yeah, you want to just hop into the ones we highlighted?
Yeah.
All right, I don't have these.
So I know the first one was the Ascend of the Throne one there, right at the top. So I mean, we can...
All right.
Now this is our first left turf female to hit SS minus. We've only been hitting males over there, which is good because we hit more SS minuses the more we have in house, right? Like that's kind of how it works. And so
hold on, I don't have the right one up.
No. Well, this is the one right below it. We can start here.
No, that's all right. I got it. Give me a second. Give me a. What's up?
I'm okie dokie. I'm chilling. There we go. Ascend of the Throne in Front of the Shadow. Now, Front of the Shadow was a major winner. Ascend of the Throne qualified for major. Didn't really do that great when she got there. But as you can see, this once again kind of follows my blueprint, right? Where we take a major winner, but we have a horse that kind of fits it. You know, the gloves kind of fit each other here, where they kind of balance each other's weaknesses out. Her weakness was she didn't have that elite speed to get over, but she was pretty strong otherwise, you know, like had she had better speed, she would have been an SS minus herself.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the breed report.
So as you see, the heart has fucking wild potential there. We could hit like triple S minus on the heart here. Like, so I love that. But no, like even like, I mean, I think we got the higher end of the speed here. I'll be honest. I hope so. But if we just got that and flattened everything else out, this is a damn good horse, you know?
Yeah, and it's you know, again, knowing that we got the 2.5, it's almost, I mean, again, coming back to the breed report, like we got the low end of these stars. And so who knows, maybe we got a nice kick up on the sub traits. We'll see. But yeah, I also would add that yeah, this horse was very close to being a dominant horse. So excited for the kid.
Yeah, and since the stud that we bought or purchased here was a dominant horse, you know, like,
yeah,
you know,
if you want to see any of the family lineage here, Kingslayer, of course, in the Ascend to the Throne back,
and Marilyn Monroe, of course, the mom of Kingslayer. So I mean, yeah, some elite horses in the background here, but yeah, hopefully, you know, this could be one of those ones that takes what her mom did to the next level. You know, that's what we're hoping for here.
All right, what's next?
But at the same time, this could be a horse that produces one of our, like, this could help us get on the road to SS over there on left turf. Maybe one of her grandkids.
All right, what do you want to do next? The contrarian play.
The contrarian play. Yeah, that's a great one because this one was a wild uproll. If you look at Shinjichuk there, he has a lot of foals. We've used him a few times. I love his stars. He was a major winner, you know, especially now that he's the S plus minimum is at 3,000. For horses that aren't quite good enough to hit the next level, I felt he was a good match for because he's going to produce the star profile that we want. And then maybe that next generation will get to that next level of SS minus. But on this, we got to the next level. And we not only got to the next level, we got a female, and it's got great star roll. So, I mean, this is a huge win for us on this one.
Well, you can see how much the mom had, you know, strong cosmetic grades in the background for the most part, too, which I think does have something to do with it.
It does, because it's pulling from all these grandparents. I think the percentage goes down as it goes back through the generation. Same with the stars, but you go back. Look, I mean, look at that, dude. A filly with that star profile, this grade, like.
And so here are the parents. So you can see where we definitely drew some of the good stars. Certainly ended up in a pretty good place overall.
Well, and the fact that his weakness was finish, and she had that, and she had the heart that he didn't have, and even better, a speed up roll. I mean, I don't know. This is another one of these situations where if you look, this is the kind of stuff I try and do a lot, is these ones that kind of balance each other out. And hopefully we get on the higher end of it, and I believe we did on this one, definitely.
Well, and we got 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So we certainly did all right in the star roll outcome. And then again, pretty decent gates we're dealing with here in a lot of these categories. So, I mean, knowing that we got, seeing this on paper, knowing that we got an SS minus, I'll be curious to see where we popped up.
Yeah, and the thing about this one is like, I mean, I obviously want all of our horses to do well on the track, but this is one where no matter how it does on the track, it becomes a key building block for us.
Yeah, well, it's a female with lots of stars. All right, what's next?
I can't. Do you remember? You made the little list.
I didn't make a list, but I got the tabs open. Let's see. The next one I have is game manager and technician.
Oh, yeah. Go down to technician there. Now, this one's fun because this technician is a he's ready to gig daughter. And the he's ready to gig daughters have been hot for us, producing very good looking SS minus horses. And so we kind of can slow down on the he's ready to gig reading because his daughters are now, it's like Secretariat was, where he had like 3 or 4 daughters that really produced a lot of great horses, and that bloodline now spreads throughout that versus him directly. And so game manager, I was hyping him. Remember last season, Kramer, I'm reading saying you're definitely going to want to breed with this horse because his ratio of breeding up to SS minus is insane, and he did nothing but win for us as a sprinter. Was highly competitive, put up some insane times, some like top 2% times, I believe. If I'm not.
And look at his kids so far.
Yeah. 3 kids, 2 SS minus. I'm telling you, you guys are sleeping on him. But yeah, this one came out with great stars, 7 stars. Colt, dude, I cannot be disappointed here. Combines one of our Kentucky Derby champion with the best sprinter we've ever had on lefter.
Yeah, definitely smashing some nice lines together here. Let's see. Here is the match.
Yeah, because I mean, game manager comes from Turning Stone, who comes from the Lemon Royale first half unders match. It's the whole.
I like showing this off too. The money curve for game manager.
Yeah.
So it's a nice one. Look at this. Don't give up on your horses early.
Yeah, because all of a sudden, bada bing.
All right, here's the side by side.
So yeah, Stamina leaves a little bit desired here in this pairing, but I think we probably did pretty well everywhere else. So
yeah, and here's the breed report, which again, it was the stars were 2.5, 2.5, and 2. So we feel, we actually got the lower on the outcome of left and dirt, but we definitely rolled up on firm. And yeah, I'll be curious. Like again, knowing that we got an SS minus here, and knowing that we almost certainly have S or S plus temper, like it's gonna have some serious other sub traits. So this is one.
I think it popped pretty hard in heart for sure.
I expect this to be one of those horses, just like Game Manager, that has the highest of ceilings, but also has the ability to throw out a 6th or a 7th. I mean that's what Game Manager was. I'm going to pull it up because I mean Game Manager again the low temper ended up doing it in, but second, first, third, first, third, first, second, first, fifth, ninth
season. Yeah. So,
but yeah, I mean just saying like it has the ability to just lay an egg from time to time, but mostly the heart was so strong that it just dragged it up in all of these races. So yeah, I don't know, like it seems like
we might have uprolled some speed here seriously, by the way, too.
Well, I mean, if we get a good start speed and heart outcome, we might just have a very, very strong sprinter.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. All right, next up, I have Duchessa.
Yeah. Now, this one, it's our first female on the SS minus side. And she's done nothing but produce SS minuses for us since we've retired her. She didn't do much for us on the track. But Obliterator, I believe, is the father of that SS we just defeated today. That is a really good horse. We'll get into that later. But Obliterator, go to his offspring, because I'm pretty sure, dude, he's a monster horse. Because he comes from Naples Lane, and you just look, there's a lot of winning in that bloodline there, dude.
Well, it's created 2 SSs.
Yeah, he's already created 2 SSs. So I felt like it was important for us to get in on this action. So, but when we get these S minuses over here, I feel like we might be closer on that bloodline to getting to that next level than we realize.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly has generated a lot of SS minus horses. All right, so Obliterator.
Yeah. It comes through Naples Lane, and if we go down to our horse here, Duchessa, she came through Mafia Night, and then on her mom's side, Randy Marsh in the background. So we got some interesting blood that we're working with here. I feel like this one, because I mean, she was the one with the triple S minus start. So I mean, if you combine,
so let me pull this up. Look at this.
Yeah, and so we know. Okay, so Duchessa's first daughter has just hit the track, Baronessa. She just this afternoon, we're gonna watch it later, won a stakes race for the Rising Stars. She just broke her maiden. She's only ran 4 times this week. She's won 2 of them. Put up some decent fleet figures so far, but we know we're gonna have a high ceiling on the start here, out the gate. The question is do we get a speed up roll anyway? Because like I was trying to up the stamina here, because we saw it last season with sprinter Mulazim. A little stamina can really go a long way there.
Yeah, and so a fun breed.
The heart here is out of the heart and start here is out of control. Like, yeah.
So like, are we gonna put this one in a G1 to start?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. The speed could fucking maybe a major whiff. That's the thing that kind of same with, I don't know. Like, but overall, I mean, I think it looks like a decent horse. Like,
it looks like a hilarious horse. I mean, especially if we hit some of the, again, if we hit some of the top ends, my goodness. So 2.5, 2.5, 1. So again, we hit the low end on the stars.
I mean, this horse could be triple S minus start and heart. That's
the heart's maybe a little beneath it, but yeah, I mean,
the heart's right there. Like, dude, the heart that's basically almost hitting SSS. So triple S minus is definitely in play there.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then yeah, just
think of the triple S minus bubble and just move that same exact bubble over 1 slot, and that's SS minus.
So I think, I'm just gonna make a note that says G1. We don't have to follow it, but we're gonna make a note. Well, also if we look at the parents, like it makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense because Obliterator has been producing some fucking monsters, and like so far the first Duchessa kid looks all right, and so yeah, I'm excited.
Now, are we going back? Is this a pairing we would redo?
Maybe, but I don't know. The fact that we hit this is a female, right?
Yeah.
The fact that we hit a female in this one, probably not, because we're going to be using that female quite a bit as it is.
All right. Sorry, I was just catching up in the chat. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Oh,
Cousin Mush giving Vegas tips.
Well, we got Japan's got a paper ticket. on
Yeah.
college baseball. Shout out to the college baseball experience. We'll be having
Oh,
Noah.
and by the way, don't listen to Cousin Mush about Vegas. He lives in Rhode Island. Listen.
Hold
to
on,
me.
I'll get to that. Well, check out the college baseball experience. Noah will be on the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN tonight, calling in live from wherever the University of Texas plays, who I have a future on, by the way, Bowser.
Yeah.
And then shout out to, again, Randy coming out to Vegas. My goodness. I will say the Circa is unbelievable, but I will also say that
this is a digital horse show. Circa does not have horse racing, so it will never have the top spot for me.
They do for special for Triple Crown weekends. They will have horse racing,
No,
but yeah, I'm with you. But you know who does have horse racing and has a great spot to watch the games, dark and dingy, is over at the Westgate.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. So Westgate has my number one spot because I can just fire. And I realize with their drink ticket policy for how they do horse races, I can get basically free. It's very easy to pile up a lot of free drinks on cheap horse bets. So I recommend it.
Now that is the one thing at Circa. It's usually are pretty flush with the drink tickets.
I believe a $10 horse bet at Westgate gets you 2 drink tickets, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah,
blue collar as blue collar gets. All right, next up, Bowser, we have.
But no, I love Circa. Don't get me wrong; it is the best sports book, but it's not the best sports and race book, and that's what I love. So
yeah, Bowser likes that old race book.
Yeah, dude. I need to have my pari-mutuels going. You know.
You know who has the best race book, because it's the only race book I still know of, is the South Point. They have a separate race book.
No, you know what's a cool one is Palace Station.
Do they have a separate race book? Like it's
kind of but there's it's like one big room, but the race book's on one half and the sports book's on the other half, and then there's like a bar in the middle that kind of keeps them separate. So it's pretty cool the way it's set up there. Yeah. And
to give the Superbook a shout, like they have multiple race only windows, and that's one. That's one of the
I'm a big fan of that, dude. Like, yeah.
All right, full of social club hangout.
And on other shows, I would probably give Circa the nod, but on this show, I got to go with Westgate.
Well, yeah, if we're talking races, I agree. You can't bet on most days. You can't bet a race at the Circa.
So, all right.
And I don't want to say anything mean about people that like watching horse racing, but I have to imagine it might have something to do with the clientele.
Yeah.
All right, full of social club hangout. One of our recent better horses on the track, 6-year-old. 142K in earnings.
Some stupid political fucking. Oh, my girlfriend just texted me. She said the UCLA girls softball game is playing on her break room at work.
Oh wow!
You know, that's how you know that we live in a degen. I live in a degen city here. Because you know people are betting on that.
Well, yeah, you got a line.
Okay, yeah. So social club hangout. Yeah, our best LDS mare so far, right?
I think so. Yeah. Not counting Deuces Wild.
Not counting Deuces Wild. Yeah, she put up crazy. But I'm talking with the ceiling and whatnot. And you see it here with the temper and the finish, man. That's going to get you home, dude.
And it's Deuces Wild grandkid, too.
It is a Deuces Wild grandkid, yeah. Dude, all our best star horses at the S+ level over here are Deuces Wild grandkids or maybe even kids directly in some cases.
We didn't know what we had with this one. 9 stars, baby.
Yeah, no, that really was a...
I mean, look at this shit. 375K is an S-. Are you kidding me?
But yeah, Social Club Hangout did some damage for us here. And if we go up, Mono in Motion. Now, I was thinking, man, if we can get her soft roll with his left dirt roll, we are in business. That's exactly what we got, my friend. And as you see, both parents have very high temper.
Yeah,
so I think the floor on this horse is very high, dude, out the gate. Like, it's not maybe the heart that we're looking for traditionally, but dude, with that temper and finish combo possibility, and we get his speed and start into her stamina on over his, dude, this could be a very good consistent horse for us.
Yeah, and so again, we got we got the top end of the left and the dirt, and we got almost to the top end of the soft. So quite good star outcome here. And again, knowing that we have these, temper, we have this relatively small window of a horse that's going to probably have some good temper, probably going to have a SS minus temper. We just hopefully we can get a slight uproll on the heart, and I think we have something. We probably have enough. And honestly, this is the kind of horse too. What is this? This is I feel this could be a I think this one will do well on the track. Actually, I'm making a bold prediction.
Yeah, and no, especially with we love it when they have the 3-3 left the left turn and surface stars, and so it hits us there. And the 1.5 on the condition that gives us a wide range of weather preferences that this horse should be competitive at. So I agree that this horse could be, and the fact that it's a colt, I'm very excited now. To make him one of our anchors of our stud operation over there in LDS,
and especially if it comes out fairly flat with the subtraits, like where it's a nice, you can kind of like reset horses, good stars, nice flat profile, not gonna no damaging subtraits. Hopefully, is what I would. That's honestly what I'd be hoping for in the reveal here. Is nothing damaging.
Yeah. As long as maybe we hit S+ stamina, but that's it. I would say, but everything else, if we're hitting on that SS minus upside, I think we're looking really good.
Agree. All right, let's see.
Because that could be really interesting. He's going to be a very interesting breed piece for us, I think. Like you said, be able to kind of reset that zone. So
all right, so now we have some LTF.
Yeah,
pieces.
So I keep talking about us building up the LTF. I finally feel like this season we didn't get any fillies this season, which is surprising. We usually have a few, but maybe we kind of needed to take a season off because we're starting to stack some decent looking ones that are going to be working their way up over the next few seasons. But I knew you would like this one on the coat. Okay.
Anytime we can get the brown cow on the now we don't have the red tail yet. That's the next step. But because for those who have been, it just reminds me of Dallas Sucks, one of our greatest horses. It was an S- sprinter, and so anytime we get a horse that even comes close to looking like Dallas Sucks, I'm like, oh, this. Also, the horse just they pop on the track.
And so the reason why,
real quick though, let me just show off Dallas Sucks. Look at this bad boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at this guy.
I mean, they pretty much are kind of twins in a lot. They got the white mane with that red nose, and then
oh, you're right. Look at now we just got a baby version of it. All right.
So yeah, so I knew you would like this one just on the coat reveal. But okay, so as we've been building up over here on our LTF operation, we're getting some pretty good turf and firm stars, but the left has been kind of struggling. He's going to balance this out in a lot of ways, and so
look at that.
But yeah, we okay. So yeah, this was fun because Plan of the Art is a Charlie Chaplin kid that we did. And as you saw, the temper clearly held her back, and maybe same with the start and the heart here. But I felt like, all right, let's just get wild. And my thing is like, let's find one thing to really focus on. And I was like, let's just try and turn this into a sprinter, maybe. Let's just try and get that start up as much as possible. And if we can combine it with speed, great. Because she's bringing some good speed and stamina and finish here to the equation. And this is kind of a wild one, but he had those good fucking whatchamacallit star. Like he has 7 stars over there on LTF. That's incredible, And so yeah, the grades are rough over there to get these weird star matchups, but we're getting there, dude. And so,
but look at the shape of this breed report.
Yeah, so I would say this could be is probably going to be more of a stayer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it has the stayer, the U shape, right, where you get the speed, stamina, finish,
kind of boomerang like hook, like the check mark.
Yeah, this is probably one of those horses where, like, depending on what it is, knowing that we're still building our LTF, like maybe it comes out and would be like a traditional claimer type. But I'll be curious to see what this horse is.
I think we can have some use for him because he came out with just the 2.5 left, and we're starting to get some like horses that are like 2 left. 2.5 firm, 1.5 or 2.5 turf, 1.5 firm, which I think we're going to be able to line some stuff up decent. Maybe we could be getting closer to one of these 7-star LTF horses. So
wish we had gotten more of the firm stars here, but
yeah, I know. Had we gotten up to that 2-star firm there, this would be a really nice fucking roll.
I still like the coat though. It's hard to not like the coat.
It's hard to not like. That's why I wanted to highlight this one. I knew you liked the coat, but I did think this was a pretty interesting one. Like this.
All right, for LTF number 2,
Dude, if on that one too, if we just go back to that read report real quick, I just feel like if we hit the median on the speed, but then kind of get an up roll going down the line in the same pattern, but it's just everything else kind of up rolls just a little bit. This could be a really good horse.
certainly has the potential. I mean, it has a good ceiling on it, pretty much everything but temper.
But mostly we're just trying to get the shapes of the stars over there on LTF for now, and then we'll worry about getting with the big dogs. Like that's, and I think we're accidentally going to get some outlier fucking rolls by doing this.
Well, certainly it has. It's just you get the volume. That's why you play the volume game. All right, full of 6-point tees.
This is exactly kind of what I'm talking about here, though, with like the 2, 2.5, 1.5. So we're going to be looking for. But this is good because we do have females that have the 2.5, 2.5, like half over there. So hopefully, like Beachcomber, I believe, hopefully he can be a good match for her or something. But yeah, this could be working its way into our breeding plans coming here. And also, okay, Bathroom Attendant is a major winner on the LTF out of Sloppy Stakes. So it's always good. Right now, dude, they're on fire over here in these turf majors. So this is a good blood to get in your stable, I realize. And I mean, this is going to be a wild breed report. I already know. And we probably punted on the finish here. But if we can get everything else, we could be on to, another kind of building piece for us.
I mean, insanely wide finish gate. Like blue is in play. And most of the gates are pretty wide in general, I'd say.
I wouldn't say blue's in play. Look at
sorry, orange.
A
orange.
minus. Hey, it's still good. It's not dipping into orange.
I'd like to see a gate that like goes down to C and it goes all the way up to SSS.
That would be insane.
And yeah, so knowing that we got 2, 2.5, 1.5 here, fared all right. Would have liked to see more left, but on the other areas we did pretty well.
Yeah, no, yeah, it would have been nice if we would have got 2.5 to 3 left there, that would have. But hey, it's going to take us a minute to get there, and hey, here's the thing: the beauty of it is we're only like a couple or like 2 generations in on this experiment. These other guys have done it for like 8 to get to this point. And so we're kind of just copycatting that as we go down the line. So,
but yeah, I mean, you see the potential here of having a tanked finish with a lot of stuff. So if the finish is probably what's anchoring it too cosmetically. I mean, there's a lot of stuff bumping up against SS minus here.
Yeah. So.
All right, and then the last LTF we have highlighted is Upward. Is a foal of Upward Mobility.
Yeah.
As I scroll. Here we go.
And so, yeah, as you see here, there's another colt, but just a flat 2-2-2 base. And so there's not a real strength, not a real weakness, but ideally some of these like 2.5 half-star females we have will be in play for this one. Mexican Ephedra. Now, this is one of the better, more interesting star profiles in LTF, I think, with 3, 2.5, 1. And see, as you see on that last horse, okay, we punted on the finish. This one we doubled down on finish. So and so hopefully we get a decent roll on the speed and stamina here. That's the thing. If we can get the S plus, we don't want anywhere near the S minus there. We want S, but ideally hit some S plus on that. And so as you see on this breed report, some wild gates.
This is a hilarious one.
But yeah, we're trying to, we ended up with the 2-2-2 on the stars. But yeah, doing these LTF horses, man, I got to say there's some chaos over here. But that's why you're seeing the decent ones on the right weather day dominate majors because they got that crazy outlier trait that shows up in the right weather spot.
Have we used the name yet to shout out Chris Berman?
We've done Berman's so pretty much, yeah.
We might need to harvest another line from that rant that he does. Start using that as names.
Just name it Toronto.
If you've never heard it, it's someone he was being recorded off air talking about why he loves a Monday Night Baseball in Toronto in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
You just go to the drugstore and pick up the codeine. All right. I think that's it. Oh, no, we have one more breed. It's not an LTF.
Yeah. I think I know which one this is.
Let me see. Let me find it. This is a pairing of two of our greatest horses.
And what I do, I have, okay, little pull back the curtain a little. I have a spreadsheet we use. We've kind of shown it on here before, but I have it broken down LTF, LDS, LTS, LTF. But then I have what I call the legacy section. Sometimes it's just trying to get the best star matchups, but usually it's trying to get the best star matchups from our best winners. That maybe the power score of their sub traits isn't going to get us up there near the top anymore. But we've learned to have that a lot of times these kind of horses have great value in creating these mid-range ones that end up running till age 8, and end up doing very well for us. Well, this fits that bill, I think, big time. We did Deuces Wild with He's Ready to Gig, our Kentucky Derby winner. As you see, He's Ready to Gig has Casino and -110 as the grandparents, which were both very good. Morning Wood is one of the best Gen Zero horses that produced a lot of talent over the years. So it's not surprising that he's got a Kentucky Derby winner so close to his line there. It is kind of wild, though, they had a Kentucky Derby winner close to his line so late in the game.
Yeah.
That's the real outlier there with that one. Eclipse, 9-star, one of the great Generation Zeros. And that's what, when I say Generation Zero, as you see, his parents are these weird PFP thingies.
I was going to say, Bowser, we haven't seen PFPs in the family tree in a while.
I know. It's fun doing this with some of these. So, yeah, Deuces Wild, though, comes from that. And then if you look at her mom's side, don't sell yourself short on Ike Clanton there, who I believe comes from Wyatt Earp, one of the OGs that no, he is a Gen Zero. Okay, my bad.
Zero. So two of the best LDS Gen Zeros for sure, right?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Right there, Deuces Wild, immediate background. And she came out a 9-star monster and S- level, really punched above her weight class. I mean, we can go.
Look at this money chart here.
Yeah.
I mean, this was back when they ran the Bourbon County, won a $70K Derby pot as an S-, going against S and S pluses.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the child.
But yeah, so we got a filly here, which I like. We got the 3 stars, which we like. We knew the soft and firm because he's 1.5 firm, she's 3 soft. We knew that was going to be wild. I was hoping more for the 1 for soft, 1.5 soft. We got half soft, but really this horse becomes real interesting now because I feel like she can be bred both sides of the barn. But my real goal here is to breed our Kentucky Derby winning blood of He's Ready to Gig up through the ladder of our LDS system. If that makes,
Yeah, well, it also helps with the permissiveness, right?
Yeah, it absolutely does. And so even though we have a lot of Deuces Wild kids going up throughout our, and her grandkids and great grandkids throughout it, I feel like this is still going to be a good piece for us.
And I love how it had 0% chance of putting out in 1,000 breeds and only put out 3 left stars. That's remarkable.
Yeah. So.
And yeah, it could come out like fairly nice and flat. So it could be a good lineage breed that allows us to, I mean, again, with the 3 left and 3 dirt, and that becomes a canvas.
Well, and just as we're starting to build up more and more on LDS, this kind of stuff makes it more interesting to, like I'm really trying to because I still think there is value right now in having good S and S plus horses with good stars because the there's places for them to do well, and we've seen it. And on those kind of horses now, we're okay with running them longer than we would on other stuff that we want to get breeding right away. And so it's really nice having what I call some of these anchor horses where you can kind of just, it's a fucking $6.25 breed that can make you $500. So, hey, let's just do fucking $50 worth, to $75 worth of those a season. And if we just hit on one of those, we're every 3 seasons, we're still killing it, like,
Absolutely. All right, Bowser. So how would you, so like I said to start, you have and we're going to finish watching a race, but you have an internal grading system. What would you grade this Foals Day crop?
I definitely give
overall?
us an A, because I was hoping for double-digit SS minuses. We got that, and a majority of those were female. And so that, it's going to really help us now improving the top end, because with these SS minus females, I'm trying out my best to go on the market for these and get us best out, to keep that blood at the top grades, like different, and so it can trickle back down throughout our other stuff that we're doing in the lower grades in-house and with better stars perhaps, and so, but yeah, and especially like we're just doing really well with like star breeds, because I mean, if you look into our, we didn't really look at the S plus stuff, but in there, dude, we got some like 8-star breeds and stuff that look really good that are going to be valuable pieces for us still. And so, like, I'll say this, it's not cheap to get SS minus horses with great stars and grades. So you got to figure it out on your own to get the grades up, so you can pull the stars from within your own house. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, it's also, I would say that it's easy to ignore the value of stars until you start looking at the data and realizing how many of the qualifiers are flush with 2.5 to 3 stars.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the direction in the surface.
And then on top of that, you get to this other point where you're like, okay, not only is everybody in this thing up there, but like, who's selling the studs, and then like, I don't know, like, because some people are just chasing grades so hard, and that's why you see some of these horses on the sub market that might have fantastic grades, but they're like 3.5 total stars, and it's like, what are you going to do with that? Like,
you're going to take like 5 seasons to get it fixed.
Yeah,
at least maybe like 7 or 8 actually. Anyway, Bowser.
All right,
good show. Hopefully everyone else had a good Foals Day. Again, if you're getting your stable started today, use the code SGPN and you're in Turf Club. No questions asked. You get access to the 2 free rolls every season. Week 3, Turf Classic. Week 4, Dirt Classic. You get access to the buy one, get one deal that we're running on horses. You get access to breed discounts. You get access to free horses. And yeah, so get your stable started today. Bowser, should we go out with a race?
Let's do it.
Anything else you want to add before we finish?
Well, remember how just, last season I was talking about how really kind of put a lot of effort into building up our LTS side, and we started getting there last few seasons, and I was like, really need to start putting the effort into LDS side. Well, we're starting to see it.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I mean, if anything, I would say our left turf and left dirt soft have been doing better than our left dirt firm. So
I know, and so next season I'm tipping the scales a little bit back.
We need to get back to what got us here.
That's where we have the most SS minus females right now is in LDF. So I feel like it's just a matter of time before everything rising tide lifts all ships.
I think that's what they say.
Yeah,
it would be weird if you had a ship that didn't rise with the tide. All right,
stayed there. Just
anchored down. All right, so Bowser was mentioning this earlier. We were talking about one of the siblings. I
wanted to look at the field on this one though before you get started.
All right.
Yeah. Because go down. Yeah, we got the win. But look at that horse right there. Art of Torte. Let's take a look at that monster. Because it's won 3 races so far out of 5 this season. It's an SS filly. Look at, she won her first 3 races as an SS. I mean, this is a very good horse. Obviously, this is I believe the first SS filly in LDF, if I'm not mistaken. There might be another one right now running, but she might be. But see, look at Obliterator. We were just talking about him with Sprinkle Tactician. So yeah, you're seeing how, dude, like we could get something similar. You know, like we could be getting closer here than we realize.
All right, so yeah, I mean, and again, just kind of eyeballing this, I wonder if it's meant for longer.
It's funny because we have a 0-year-old right now that's a sister of this horse and the horse in our race.
That's funny. They're all related, Bowser. All right, so let's and so yeah, we'll give you a quick look at our horse as well.
Baronessa,
which again, like, we maybe started a little too long. Yielding, maybe wasn't the best, or what is this? Yeah, yielding should be good for it. So
yeah, but
anyway, we
fast in the third race, which is I think worth noting that it went off preference there.
This usually makes me feel like we have like the mental part, the heart temper,
Yeah. Well, and I know that just because if you go to the parents on this one, we know it has a very high floor on the start. Because with Starlane having the SS, and her having the triple S minus, but him also upping that stamina and speed. Because I do think stamina really helps in sprint. I do. Like,
I know you're on this wacky theory. All right, so let's give it a whirl.
I won't say that. I just say you can't have bad weaknesses as you get to the top levels right now. How about that? You can't be in the S rate, on anything. Like that's more or less
fair.
It is, yeah.
And we've seen the data. Stamina does randomly seem to carry a decent weight and more weight than you would think. All right, so
it's a little All right,
so we so broke its maiden a couple days ago, refired into a stakes. Again, for the start might just be the 4 furlong ticket. Here we go again, going against one of the less than half dozen left dirt SS horses in the game.
And Art of Torte is the favorite there. Now I like the idea that our horse stepped up because they were aligned together at the gate.
Yeah, that's hard.
That is hard. And we're off here. And as you see, I was surprised that Danger Lane came out so hot because I was like, I figured we would come out hottest with our start profile, but not necessarily. I don't know if start necessarily means the whole shot at the first 50 meters.
Well, I will say it has started slow in a number of these races.
That starts moving right here. Like, I mean, she is moving like a freight train. And I was like, God damn, because when I saw going into this race, I was like, all right, she's coming off an off preference win. But she's got this 500-pound gorilla in the race against her. Where I'm like, oh man, that's tough to overlook, having to go up against one of these early SSs. But I mean, she just takes this fucker down, dude. And there's some competition in this race. Don't get me wrong. This is a very competitive race.
Yeah, I'm not like as dialed into race speeds of 2-year-old races, but it's certainly a little bit on the slow side for if it was a 3-year-old race. But yeah, I mean, again, I also kind of when I see horses like where it looks like the field is coming back on them, but then they steady the ship, I also feel like that has something to do with their heart. Like they know they're in a race, they're not they're not gonna let them beat them. So certainly fun. I mean, this is I often call it the curse of the early success, but got a couple losses out of the bag first, but I mean, hasn't really shown a dud, and I'll be curious how this one ages.
This one could be more the curse of the early success here. Could just be more. We knew going in it was going to have such a high start floor. We didn't even really try anything but sprint. So
yeah, it's true. All right, Bowser. We 90 minutes talking about digital ponies. That's pretty impressive. I got to get going. I got to run around. Got to cash some tickets from the Super Bowl. Maybe go hit the NFL slot machine. I got a loaded afternoon here. So
anybody drop that stable ID or DM Kramer with it, send it to him.
We got horses to give away.
First one. How about first 2 to do it? Get a horse.
Yeah, let's. I'll flash them on the screen. Although it might be harder now that you've put them all for. No, it should be good.
No, because it's still ranked by grade. So I mean.
Yeah, so we got including an SS minus, but we got a number of horses on the market. And some of them are 2-year-olds. If you want something that you can race right now, let us know ASAP, because I'm probably going to strip these down and probably going to start racing them soon. So we'll see. Hit us up if you want a 2-year-old. If not, we have plenty of 1-year-olds, and we have not listed our 0-year-olds, but
no,
I'm
we
sure
haven't listed any zero. We're gonna do that in the next couple days. So
and then, like Bowser was mentioning, we have a ton of, are you looking to get started for a couple bucks?
Yeah, dude, these are all for like $1.50 or so, 75 cents. I mean, I listed these very cheap. So
anyway, Endless Horses, reach out if you want something. And yeah, like if you do buy something, let us know. The buy one, get one at equal or lesser value is on the table. So.
Yeah, and we'll leave, like I said, if you buy one of the 2,000 and you want a few of the 100 and something, whatever, dude. Like we'll dice it up. We'll give you the credit.
All right, Bowser, good stuff. We'll see everyone next week. We don't have a time for the show yet. Now that I'm thinking about it, it will either be Thursday night or Friday this time. So we'll see everyone next week. Bowser, good stuff. Good luck this weekend on whatever you're betting on. Hope everyone has a good second week of racing.
You're going to get some Daytona bets in this weekend.
And yeah, gentlemen, start your engines.